So every beer blogger and writer conference starts with some pre-excursions, and our first pre-excursion for 2018 is the New Guinness facility in Maryland, and it is quite an impressive facility. There's a visitor center, barrel rooms, huge, gigantic multi-block facility here. A beautiful new brewery and restaurant, gift shop. And Guinness is going to use this facility for a lot of experimental craft brews. So here's just a quick walk around. Here's the main bar restaurant area. There's a barrel room private event facility right here. Where we're going to be meeting, the barrel tasting room. Very fancy. I'm going to look out this window to give you a scale of the facility here. Tanks in the distance. Very large, impressive complex here.
Ryan Wagner, brewery ambassador for the Open Gate Brewery and Barrel House here in Baltimore. Very excited to welcome in the Beer Bloggers Conference into our barrel room. This is the first special event we've ever held here, which makes sense because we are only 5 days in. So we're very excited to have you guys. 4 courses, 4 different beers, 16 beers on draft right now. Our brewers have been working very hard, and we're just very excited to finally, after 2 years, be able to share this space and all these amazing beers with everybody out there.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Senior brewer Sean Brennan.
Hey guys, Sean Brennan, senior brewer. That's it. Thanks for coming.
Back to work.
Yeah, a little bit about me. I've been brewing professionally for a little over 16 years now. Pretty much the last 14 years of my career, sort of with a couple off and ons. I ran Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales in Dexter, Michigan. So I spent a lot of time with sour beer and wood, and I really enjoy it. Welcome to Guinness Open Gate Brewery, Baltimore, and Barrel House. That's some of the specialty things that we're going to be doing here that aren't as fully focused, I would say, at the moment yet, as far as our draft list. But we're pretty excited to kind of get in. I'm a little bit better with Q&A stuff than just kind of talking, so I just like answering questions, getting directly to the point, and we babbling on for a while. But we're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff with barrels here. Diageo, our parent company, has massive access to some really cool products that we'll be able to utilize in both the pilot stuff and some production levels. So I'm really excited to really start getting on that. We have our test tap room that's on the other side of the property. We actually have some stout that's aging. It's kind of a really fun project. Specifically just Dublin, brewed up there in Antwerp, shipped it over here. We got to push it through it, and we get to let that sit for a while, and hopefully we'll be packaging that soon, and we'll get to try. I believe there is a version on tap now.
Yeah.
So, unless you want to hear anything else specifically about me, just ask away.
You want to talk a little bit about like the site in general and what it has to do with barrels and barrel aging and why that's also important to us? It's fair to say.
If you guys are not familiar, haven't done your research. This was originally the Calvert facility. I don't know dates. Following back pretty far, and then
Maryland distilling from 1933, then eventually Calvert Whiskey and Seagram's took over in the 60s.
yeah. So still, there's still barrel aging. A large building over there actually houses Captain Morgan aging in barrels. So we have sort of encompassed that aspect of the history of here. There's always been wood here. There's always been aging going on, and we kind of want to continue that.
Here's where Dogfish Head differs. If you want to know like what is different about our process, this is the mash tun. Obviously, this is where grain and water are mixed together and turns that starchy grain into sugary liquid. And at Dogfish Head, we use more grain per barrel on average than most breweries, all breweries in the United States. You know, that's kind of a tradition here at Dogfish Head. By using more grain, more volumes of grain, more different types of grain, we're getting more flavor, we're getting more malty balance. Especially for IPAs like Liquid True Serum here, you got a nice hoppiness, right? But you're also getting a good malty balance that is signature Dogfish Head. And then of course, afterwards we lauter all of that grain. And because we tend to use a lot of grain, sometimes the lautering process takes a little bit longer than normal. You know, normal time is what, 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes our lautering process can take, hour and a half, maybe even longer. We did a bitches brew one time that took about 4 hours to lauter that beer because there was so much grain in that product. Worldwide Stout. Don't get me started on Worldwide Stout. That's like 4 times more grain than we normally use. And then after the lautering process is done, we boil, of course. Guess what happens in the boil kettle?
You boil.
We boil. And hops, yes, of course. We use more hops per barrel on average than any other brewery in the nation as well. So even though our beers tend to be malty, they're also very, very hoppy. And one of the methods that Sam developed in the mid-90s was continual hopping. By using the continual hopping method, we can add a lot more hops for 60, 90, 120 minutes, for example. And then after the boil, we whirlpool all of this stuff. And those of you who like action shots, we got some actively whirlpooling work in here. All of this stuff is swirled around again, separating solid and liquid ingredients. During the transfer from the boil, we've got this unique ingredient and dosing system. This unique ingredient dosing system you're not going to see anywhere else. It's a couple of tea bags that we load up with, lemon slices for Flesh and Blood, for example, or orange slices for Namaste, for example, or with Sequence Ale, when we make the goza portion of the Sequence Ale, we're adding black limes in these tea bags, and then the wort from the boil transfers through and picks up all of that flavor. And that's how we inject that. So we'll do the same thing with liquids like juices, nectar, syrup. And I'm not talking about Aunt Jemima's syrup. I'm talking about real syrup, like from birch or maple.
Aunt Jemima's not real?
No, Aunt Jemima's high fructose corn syrup. Don't tell me that.
I knew that.
Maybe a little bit of a challenge, but I think you guys are up to it, is we try to just have one conversation going at a time. And it should not be a monologue, it should be a dialogue. You guys are pros, you know the industry, you know your markets better than I do. So if there's a subject that comes up that you want to chime into, raise your hand, and if someone's talking, I might just say, hey, thanks for adding that. We hear from that person with their hand up. The only other little fireside chat is we try to keep focused on this hour of talking about beer. And It doesn't have to be about Dogfish beer. It can be about the community of brewing. It can be about home brewing. It can be about beer styles that you love and want to see more of. It can be about the business of beer. Our only ask is that we stay generally on the theme of beer, which I don't think is going to be hard with this group. I'm wearing the microphone, but I'm wearing it for two. I'm here with my lovely wife Mariah, who started Dogfish with me and runs it alongside myself. 380
Early-ish, I guess. I got up at 5:45 today, so I guess I probably won, maybe. My name is Brian Selders. I am the brewing ambassador here at Dogfish Head, both in the Rehoboth campus as well as the Milton campus. What does that mean? It means that I get a sash every other Thursday. In addition to that, I'm responsible for all the brewing activities that happen down here in Rehoboth Beach. We have a beautiful new 5-barrel brew house downstairs that we commissioned in late May, and the commissioning of that brew house represented a 6-fold increase in production capacity here in Rehoboth. In years past, we've never been able to have 5 or 6 brew pub exclusives on at a time, simply because we didn't have the brewing, fermentation, or finished beer capacity to deliver that. But in making this investment in our campus and really what we do down here in Rehoboth from a brewing perspective has improved our ability to experiment with flavors. In addition to that, we've been able to improve our guest experience by having a unique lineup of beers made here that you can only get here, that are reliably here frequently and often. So it's a pretty amazing thing that we've been able to accomplish what we have here. So yeah, I'm really psyched to be making beer here in Southern Delaware. I first moved to Southern Delaware in 2002 when I came on board at Dogfish Head when we were still producing beer at our Lewis Brewery. That was our first production facility. In that year, in 2002, we produced and sold 7,000 barrels of beer. I left Dogfish Head in 2011 to pursue a career in graphic design, and I started working at a web design company. First year was pretty amazing. The second year I spent my time looking for brewing jobs, where I ultimately ended up in Boulder County in Colorado and opened up a brew pub in partnership with the Big Red restaurant group called the Post Brewing Company, where we delicious fried chicken and killer beer for the beer with chicken. So now that business is still location.
Finally have a nice little world graphic though to really bring it home. Why are we? Because we have the craft beer movement, because we have small and independent craft breweries, and because we have that local brew pub, gastropub, microbrewery, and regional craft breweries that said, hey Big Beer, we're going to show you what to do, and now Big Beer is in that space too, and beer is advancing, and it's a beautiful thing. So, we love it. We love beer. This is a picture from Great American Beer Festival. And yeehaw. Just wanted to show that. Let's talk about sales. I show this slide every conference, but we always update it. So if you've seen this before, this is new numbers. I make the point that we are not only the #1 destination for beer on planet Earth, but we are a beer-loving nation first and foremost based on sales. $111 billion for beer. Compared to wine, $62 billion? Come on. We have people, United States adults, that love beer more than other beverages. It's a fact. Let's look at this. Gallup comes out. This just came out at the end of July. Right, updated. Grabbed it from their website. A little hard to read, but I'll talk you through it. What's going on here is that when asked, do you most often drink liquor, wine, or beer? Because we know some of us drink. Sam brought up the cross-drinking concept that some of us drink all 3 beverage categories. Actually, 2/3 of us do. But most often would be beer. And beer went up from 2017 to 2018 to 42% was the answer, compared to 34% for wine. And spirits went down from 2017, 26% to 19%. Wow.
A lot of states
Also,
in the area. There's no technicians for the wolf pickers on the East Coast. So we bought this machine from a farm in Slovenia, and it was built in '72 in Germany. They sawed it in half and sent it to us in a shipping container with no instructions. So for everyone who's done IKEA, think about that on a much grander scale with electricity. And we called them and none of them spoke English, so we were so fortunately, it's in essence a large thresher. So there were local guys who could work on the basic concept of it, and we did it, and then the first time it worked, it felt like the biggest miracle. We just couldn't believe the gears were spinning. So this, you bring the hops in on a truck. You have about 90 minutes to start doing something with them. If you think about grapes or anything else, it starts degrading pretty quickly after it's picked. So you come in on a truck, they're put on hooks that feed in to this machine. It separates the cones from everything else, and you end up with all the foliage, the rope that they grow on, and everything else is dumped out on the other side. You only process for 1 month a year. So right now we're getting ready. Normally we have a lot of skateboard ramps in here, and so it's a skateboard park 10 months out of the year. The machine, when the hops come in, they get hung up. So we put one of the quarter pipes here because the hops bounce against the coping and then feed up into the peak. So, this separates them. They go up this conveyor belt. And again, no one was doing a lot of hops. There was no large farms here, so we couldn't afford to get a big kiln. So we built this kiln with stuff from Home Depot and a damaged home HVAC system. So the hops go in here. It's about 22 hours at about 99 degrees. So you want to do it as low and slowly as you can. At that point, you end up with a dried product. This is our pelletizer. So if you've made beer, you've seen the little pellets. This was actually originally for making wood pellets for wood stoves. So we converted it for hops, and it worked because there's no real hops pelletizer. So after we dry your hops, they can go in a cold box, and then for 30 days they can be cured. At that point, you can then put them on the or you can have them used as a dry hop here. One of the big things we work with the farmers is we can get them down in the smallest bag we can. There's a lot of products in the small bag.
Lost Rhino Brewing Company started 7 years ago. I've been in the building now for 9. We were actually the first craft brewery in Loudoun County, and we sort of picked up where Old Dominion had left off. Old Dominion Brewing Company had started back in 1989 and was rolling out beer back then, and we sort of bought this. They were acquired by Anheuser-Busch, and they were acquired by Anheuser-Busch, and then what we did is we wound up buying the equipment back off Anheuser-Busch, which is originally Old Dominion, and started up again. So, and we kept it here locally. So it's been a lot of fun and just been crazy.
Great.
Crazy all the time.
What's your philosophy in one sentence about the brewery? What are you trying to achieve here?
Education. I think education is the number one thing. We need to make sure that we're educating all of our people and the new breweries that are coming online. So I think that that's critical to it.
Yeah, fantastic. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi,
Hi, who are you?
I'm Melissa.
And you're
I'm one of the brewers. I run the cellar and the lab here at Lost Rhino Brewing Company in Ashburn, Virginia. And I've been kind of hanging with you brewers and bloggers all weekend. It's been fab. I just had a fun time. I was banished with you guys last night. I'm really happy to have you guys here at Lost Rhino. And you get to kind of see our facility. We are the oldest and largest brewery in Loudoun County, which is super fun. So you can find us on shelves in all of Virginia, Maryland, DC, Southern Virginia-ish, hoping to get to Jersey at some point. But I'm sorry, I'm from New Jersey, so we want you in New Jersey. We want us in New Jersey.
All your beers are really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Thanks, guys. You guys have anything to add? Okay. Head brewer. Oh, yes.
Mike. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Mike Hastings, head brewer here, drinking our Rhino Chasers Pilsner. I'm a lager brewer at heart.
Pilsner's That's great.
You know, nice, dry, easy drinking, a little on the hoppy side.
Yeah.
American style Pilsner.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you tried some of that today.
Yes, I did. Great. One of my favorites.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
I'm glad you guys came.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
This is
enjoy.
super.
Keep drinking.
Thank you. So you guys had fun?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Cool. What was your favorite part of the conference?
I mean, other than the beer.
Top moment of the conference?
Top moment.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Beer.
Good beer, yeah.
Yeah. Really, every place we've been to has been awesome.
Great.
It's been great.
Speed round of
And visiting
blogging.
with all our fellow bloggers and people.
Cool.
And you telling me how to drink beer.
That was like 5 favorite things in the conference.
Right. It's always good to see you guys. Thanks. Here's Gina from Deschutes.
Hi, Owen.
Gina, what's your top memory from the whole conference? Anything jump out?
I would say Dogfish Head probably was one of the places I've been wanting to go for a really long time. So being from the West Coast and coming out here, I was definitely going to do that trip. So it was awesome.
Cool. How are things at Deschutes?
Things are great at Deschutes. I love living on the East Coast and supporting my people over here.
It's good to have you over here.
Thanks. Love
Yeah,
it.
thank
Good to see you.
Here's Leah from Terrapin. Leah,
Are you filming?
I'm filming. What's been your favorite moment of the festival so far? Anything jump out?
So pouring Terrapin beer yesterday was great.
Oh, yeah. What was your most popular Terrapin beer?
Chopsexecutioner.
I figured. I recommended.
As you know, and it was great.
I recommended that to several people. Here's Caitlin from Big World, Small Girl.
Austin, Texas, but I love this pumpkin beer from Virginia.
Pumpkin beer is really nice.
It's not too early for a pumpkin beer.
No, no.
We still stop by.
I've got friends who say February is not too early for a pumpkin.
No, as long as it's not summertime, you know. This gets me ready for fall. It gets me ready for the sick leaves. It gets me ready for Halloween. It gets me ready for more pumpkin beers.
Tell everybody your website so they can find you.
www.bigworldsmallgirl.com.
Great. Cool. Thank you. This is my friend Paul from the UK. What do you think of the area?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful brewery.
The setting's good, you know, sort of post-industrial sort of setting. The river coming back to life.
Yeah. They made everything blend in with the old facility. Yeah. Very nice. Thanks for coming. Good to see you.
Thanks, Sam.
Shown Walker City, and then on the back wall are 8 single brew fermenters. So, any questions on the brew house? Anybody?
Spent grain.
Spent grain. So yeah, at 16 to 18,000 pounds dry, you can imagine how heavy it is wet. If we're doing multiple brews in a day, we've got to have trucks coming in and trucks going out. So Below the lauter ton is an enormous grist bin where we push the spent grain into. We blow it out to a silo, and then we truck it out. And again, a couple tractor trailers a day, depending on how busy we are, and we sell it for feed.
I heard the building was built fairly quickly.
Yeah, it was insane. We went from breaking ground to making beer in 18 months. Unheard of. So I started in November of 15, and there was a shell, a couple of tanks had been dropped through, through the roof, no floors, anything. At one point we had over 100 welders on the floor, plus all the electricians, plus all the supervisors, and I'd go down with my P&ID in the morning and I'd be like, okay, yep, I think I know what's going on here, we're all good. Go up, a couple meetings, come back down, it's like, what is all this stuff? And you gotta start right from the beginning, making sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. This brewery is very different from any one that I've ever been in. There are no hoses, or at least there used to be no hoses. We got a couple of hoses because we were pumping some stuff out of the building, and we bought some hoses to get out the door. But there are no hoses in any of the processes. It's all hard pipe. The valve blocks and whatnot, we'll see as we go downstairs. It's truly amazing. A lot of inline instrumentation. It's just a wonderful thing to work. Anybody else?
Hey, here's Reno. He's the conference director for Zephyr Conferences. He runs the Beer Bloggers and Writers Conference. Reno, there's big changes next year. What's happening for 2019?
Well, in 2019, we're changing the name from Beer Bloggers and Writers Conference to Beer Now. And we're going to Great Falls, Montana, where we're going to incorporate more adventure along with the great content that we've always offered.
Right.
Beer Now Conference.
And it's going to be in early June.
In early June, there'll be snow-capped peaks and green fields of barley and wheat.
Right.
Gorgeous.
And if you got a budding beer blogger or writer who wants to come, how do they find you?
They will find us at beernow.org.
Beernow.org. Okay. Looking forward to it. Thanks.